All right, so this is a December TBR, but more importantly, it's a 10 before the end because I have a week left in November. So I'm basically, as I'm filming this, have 5 weeks-ish left of the year. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. There's like 4 weeks in December, and then I have this week of November. So 5 weeks and some change. So can I finish these 10 books? Probably not. Will it be these exact 10 books even if I finish 10 books? Again, probably not, but this is the aspirational moment I'm trying to obtain. So let's start with things that I'm currently in the middle of, talk about the few obligations I have, and then what I'm currently in the mood for based off my physical TBR and what's on my Kindle. So starting with, I am in the middle of The Strength of the Few, which my copy is currently downstairs, far away from me. I should finish this in November. I'm like 40-ish% of the way, but my issue is I currently don't have the ebook. I only have the physical and audio, and a lot of my reading time right now is at night in bed, and the Kindle is king for those moments for me. So hopefully, it says I should be getting the ebook soon from the library, so that should help me out. It said 2 weeks, which means I just need like a few people to finish their read, you know? Granted, it's a chonky one, I know, but I'm honestly just lucky enough that my library bought so many copies to begin with. Another one I'm in the middle of is Absolution by Jeff Vandermeer, and like, will I finish this book? Period. I don't know. Like, right now I'm reading it because it's a Patreon buddy read, but a lot of people have dropped off, so I don't think anyone would be mad if I stopped. I mean, I would of course ask. But also it was for like a Reddit bingo square, but like Reddit bingo does not each ruin my life. And like, I'm just so confused and intrigued, but I don't trust that I will get payoff for the intrigue that I have. So if you've read Absolution and you've been following my Area X journey throughout the year, where I like, I don't like Annihilation that much, I think it's fine. I liked Authority a fair bit. Authority is my favorite. Acceptance is okay. Where does this one fall, do you guys think, for me? Because it's the longest one, and I am already, like, so confused. Like, I am purposefully being told not correct information. It's an unreliable story at the moment in a way that's a little bit too chaotic for me. So we'll see, but I'm in the middle of it. It's something that I do kind of want to finish, just to say I finished it, but I'm also trying to check myself and be like, but why are you reading it? Like, are you having a good time? Will you get the payoff you want? And then the last thing I'm in the middle of is actually a book I had paused from earlier this year, and it came up as my last book for the TBR spin wheel that's run from Sarah at Freshly Read Books, and it is going to happen again next year, so I'm already really pumped to get my stack of 12 books together. But this is A Stranger in Alondria, which I got to page 69, which, nice. When I first started this, I might start it over from the beginning. I might just start over this book part of it because it's split into books, because I kind of remember the first part fairly well. Because I just wasn't in the right headspace when I was reading this in September. And the prompt was book that intimidates you the most, and that is this book. Also, I might be buddy reading this with somebody. So for many reasons, I think this is a good pick, and especially December, it's a little bit more chill, a little bit more amorphous for me. I'm way more willing to pick things up, put things down. I am starting to make my study library very cozy. The shelves were just installed, guys. I don't know when I'm going to be migrating all of these down there or anything, but like, if you're in my Discord and my Patreon, you've seen, they're so pretty. Like, they're so pretty. I'm so excited. But that is all to say, I'm feeling reading cozy energy. And I do have the audiobook for this. I actually spent a credit on it because this is like Audible exclusive, I think. Maybe? Or maybe I just spent a credit because I had so many credits. So those are things I'm in the middle of. I also have read the prologue of, and this is not something I'd have to finish, but if I read half of it before the end of the year, what a success. And that is Memories of Ice by Stephen Erickson. This is book 3. In Malazan. It is a reread for me. I have reread the prologue and I really liked it. Today is like my first day where I'm like, I don't have to prep any more new material for the end of the year. I finally am done with that. Now, do I have to grade a mountain of stuff? Yes, but that just feels like a different amount of brain energy. So I'm acquiring more RAM, essentially, in my brain. So I can read things like The Stranger of Alondria, Memories of Ice, Absolution. Those are kind of my meaty books. Those are the books that like kind of scare me, okay? My only other book that like I'm kind of trying to plan for like a purpose is, it's called We Will Rise Again. This is a December release. It's a short story anthology that's edited by Karen Lord, Anna Louise Newitz, and Malka Older, all of whom are sci-fi authors I really respect, and I'm really curious about it, and it will work for Her Kid for my December release, because I currently don't have a December release. And so that's what I want to use. I have the ARC. I actually want to reach out to the publisher and see if they have any physical ARCs, because I think that would be fun to wave at you guys, because it's a very pretty cover. So after that, I have some books that feel right. So I spun my ARC spinny wheel. I just have on my phone. I try to put any ARCs I get on the spinner wheel, so every so often I spin it, and it helps me just like remember that I have ARCs that I would like to get to. And it landed on The Stars Undying, which at this point, you have seen my series that I want to start in next year, and this is one of them. I don't care if that starts in December, that doesn't matter to me. And honestly, reading The Strength of the Few and all of its Roman stuff, it makes me want to read like this Cleopatra in space retelling, like this whole like larger than life empire sci-fi feeling thing. Although this is for sure sci-fi, whereas The Strength of the Few I think is more sci-fantasy, but this is sci-fi, and I'm kind of in the mood for that again, unlocking RAM, and I want to immersion read that really bad, like I really do. Although, this is another thing, I haven't put nearly enough, like, I just want to listen to them audiobooks on the list, and maybe at the end of the video, I actually have it up here, I'll show you my work in progress for knitting, and like, I need audiobooks, although we are just watching TV too. Like, I'm watching Big Bang Theory, we're watching The Marvelous Miss Maisel, is that the name? So I also just have TV for that. I'm rambling, obviously. So, let's move on to the rest of my stack. This is from a friend. So a coworker lent this to me. It is Indie Pub or Self Pub, I don't know which. And it's called Thief of Roses. I think this would be a nice fun palette cleanser. It's less than 300 pages. I think it's a Beauty and the Beast sort of romantasy. It says on the back, when a Ravani woman faces a series of misfortunes on the road, she takes shelter in a crumbling fortress where old magic slumbers. When she discovers roses, long believed to be extinct, she makes a fateful decision that brings her face to face with a fantasy name, the most terrifying of the Riven gods. So it's a romantic fantasy retelling of Beauty and the Beast with a full cast of BIPOC characters and gender diverse representation. So yeah, I don't know. Whenever coworkers, lend you something, you want to at least give it a go. So I figure Beauty and the Beast retellings, winter, chill time of year, I should at least attempt to pick this up, see if it's my vibe. And then on my actual TBR, I have a Kindle for this, and I know it's easy to get a Kindle for the other one, which is kind of why I'm prioritizing the ideas. One, Hemlock and Silver. Snow White retellings, winter, right? And T. Kingfisher, cozy. Cozy with like a little bit of darkness, a tiny bit of edge, a little prick. That's T. Kingfisher. I really want to read this. I bought this months ago, and I do try to read the books that I own. So yeah, I've like read the first page of this several times, trying to see if like one night when I need a Kindle to read, I was in the mood and it just hasn't like stuck yet. So I'm putting this on the TBR. And then I believe we get the second book to what I'm showing you guys next year, earlier in the year. And so that's To Shape a Dragon's Breath, which I am very excited to read. I know I can get a Kindle of this pretty easily from my library. And I think this will be like a good weight compared to some of my heavier things, because this has more of like, I don't know, just standard fantasy trope and pacing archetypes and things like that. I think, it's got, it's either Dragon Riders and School or one or the other. I remember when I first picked this up to read earlier this year, I was really vibing. I just ended up having to read something else. And then the last book that I almost forgot to mention, because I think I've mentioned that one. Yeah, this is my 10th book. Paladin of Souls, okay, by Bejeweled. I want to read this. I really want to read this. So I need to put it into the universe that I'm going to read this, So yeah, I'm trying to balance the whole, there are things I want to finish because it would feel good as a completionist, with things that will actually bring me joy as I go into the end of the year and all of the great and sad and rough things that come with that. So yeah, and I guess I'll show you guys, because like I said, it is honestly normally downstairs, but I've been in my office more this weekend trying to get stuff done. And so this is a sweater that I am making for my friend, and I was further along, but then I realized that the armholes weren't deep, or were too deep, so I had to go a lot back, and it's fine. It's fine. We learn. We live and we learn. But this is its collar, and that's its front, and I think you can see there its arm, so I've been working on its torso. So this is the arm. I think I haven't finished the arm yet because I think there's like just a ball of yarn in there. I might go back and extend the pattern further and make the cuff shorter, because the cuff was like, the pattern was like 3 inches, and I'm like, this is a lot of cuff. I think I don't like it stylistically. So I might go back and extend it. But yeah, it's a fun sweater, and it's made out of this amazing alpaca wool blend. It's like a 50-50, so it's got some of the structure of the wool and the softness of the alpaca, and if you knit, you understand. And then I have another project I'm going to be doing, which is a color work, but it's with fingering yarn, so it's going to take me 7 million years. But as I tell Ryan, these are kind of like my Legos, except someone will use it eventually, whereas with Legos, I always am like, now where do I put it? Although, now that we have the shelves, I have this Lion King Simba Lego that my mom bought me last year, and now I have like a place to put it. So we'll see. Like I said, lots of things I want to do that maybe audiobooks would be good, but I'm not leaning to a lot of things where I know about the audiobooks right now. So that's probably like, as I go through December, where the mood reading is going to come in and out, is when I choose my audiobooks based off what's available and what's my vibe. What are you doing for the rest of the year? Like, what is your 10 before the end? And otherwise, if you just want to leave an emoji to let me know you're here, I don't know, leave an alligator for absolution. And please, if you've read it, guidance. I would like a little bit of guidance. And otherwise, like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.